Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I. Actually, the computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild.
In November 1987, TV's most bizarre hijacking happened. Not once, but twice. November 22nd, 1987, 9:14 p.m. A normal Sunday night in Chicago. People were watching TV. Dan Roan, a popular sports reporter on Channel 9 of WGN-TV network, was talking about the Bears' win over the Lions. Suddenly, all the TV screens went dark. A creepy video of a person dressed as Max Headroom in a weird setup with strange and eerie noises appeared. The people in the control room at WGN-TV were confused. They usually send the signal from their studio to an antenna on the John Hancock Tower. But this time, someone took over the signal and everything went dark. It wasn't long before they realized that their signal had been hijacked. A few hours later, around 11:15 p.m., people were watching the Horror of Fang Rock episode of Doctor Who on Channel 11 on the WTTW network. Static buzz interrupted the broadcast. The Max Headroom impersonator struck again. In a cartoonish villainy voice, the impersonator declares he's a nerd, stating that he thinks he is better than Chuck Swirsky, the Chicago Bulls announcer. With a makeshift studio background, holding an unusual object, he shouts the new Coke slogan, "Catch the wave," while humming the theme from the 1960s Gonzo TV cartoon, Clutch Cargo. He yells, "Your love is fading," and throws something to the ground. Murmurs, "I still see the X," referring to the last Clutch Cargo episode. He claims he made a big masterpiece for newspaper nerds, taking a shot at Chicago's TV network, WGN, the station's call sign, world's greatest newspaper, linked to the Chicago Tribune. The Max Headroom impersonator sits in a strange pose, his face off screen, with his mask and buttocks in focus. He screams, "They're coming to get me," while a woman playfully spanks him. The signal cuts off, and Chicago returns to its regular Doctor Who episode. Viewers were in shock. Their TV had been hijacked twice within 2 hours. The engineers at WGN-TV changed the frequency of the signal, and as soon as the original TV broadcast restarted, following the first intrusion, sports anchor Dan Roan tried his best to save the day by commenting, "Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I." As for the second intrusion, unfortunately, there were no engineers on call at the Sears Tower, now known as the Willis Tower, where the station's broadcast tower was located. The pirate broadcast happened according to the hijackers' will and ended only when they chose to end it. Anders Yoakum, the WTTW station spokesperson, later said that technicians monitoring the transmission from WTTW headquarters attempted to take corrective measures, but couldn't. Air director Paul Rizzo recalled that as the content got weirder, we got increasingly stressed about our inability to do anything about it. WTTW received numerous phone calls from its viewers who inquired what had happened. Everyone was talking about it, even the newspapers and news on TV. The Tribune's headline read, "Powerful video prankster could become Mac's jail room. WGN themselves thought it was so interesting that they made it their main news story, calling it TV Video Pirate. They interviewed people on the street to see how they felt about the prank. A man in a suit was so mad that he wanted to break his TV. A young woman who liked Doctor Who wasn't impressed and just wanted to tape over it. An older man thought it was like someone being a troublemaker and throwing a brick through a window, while a young boy thought it was very, very funny. By sending a more powerful microwave transmission to the station's broadcast tower than the stations were sending themselves, the TV pirates were able to trigger and capture effect. Although it was a difficult task in 1987, it was very much doable back then, since it was only by 2009 American television stations switched from analog to digital signals. According to experts, the prank required technical know-how and a lot of transmitting power, likely coming from a location with a clear view of both stations' towers in downtown Chicago. The Federal Communications Commission, or the FCC, launched a full-blown investigation into the incident, but it hit a dead end, and the culprits still remain unknown. The FCC announced a fine of $10,000 and 1 year in prison for the pranksters, but the statute of limitations ran out in 1992, leaving the pranksters free from legal consequences. Some theories suggest the Max Headroom incident was a prank by disgruntled television employees, supported by the Chicago's underground hackers' technical expertise, stating that the bizarre behavior in the videos possibly aimed at critiquing the television industry. Another theory states that it might be a publicity stunt by the creators of the Max Headroom character, given its timing shortly after the release of the Max Headroom television show. Max Headroom is a character played by actor Matt Frewer. He was promoted as the first computer-generated TV presenter, but in reality, it was Frewer wearing makeup, lenses, and a molded suit in front of a blue screen. Max Headroom first appeared in a British cyberpunk TV movie in April 1985. In the story, journalist Edison Carter, played by Frewer, crashes into a parking garage, and an AI program based on his mind creates the character Max Headroom. Max becomes a TV host, challenging corporations through commentary and sarcasm, existing only in broadcast signals and computer systems. Following positive response, the makers launched the Max Headroom show, which premiered on March 31st, 1987. The show depicted the adventures of a TV journalist in a dystopian future. Airing in Chicago on ABC affiliate Channel 7, the show ran for 11 episodes and a brief second season, but was eventually canceled due to lower ratings compared to Miami Vice. When the show concluded, Max's distinctive face had become iconic for late 80s cult TV fans, much like the Guy Fawkes mask is recognized on Twitter today. There have been a few other signal hijackings over the years, but none have achieved the notoriety, oddity, or popularity of the Max Headroom incident. Since this incident, the Max Headroom character has become synonymous with technological glitches and broadcast intrusions. References to this incident have appeared in various films, television shows, and video games. The incident raised alarming concerns about the security of television broadcasting infrastructure, forcing the FCC to implement new security measures and reminding everyone about the vulnerability of satellite broadcasting. This incident shows that even systems that seem very secure can be attacked. It's a reminder that we should have plans in case something goes wrong. Why was it done? Who did it? What did they mean? The answers might forever remain unexplained. Subscribe to Unexplained for more chilling tales.